The whole point for us having our launcher is to be able to make those regular updates, regular patches, to bring as many fixes and add more features, as development takes its course, obviously. So yeah, we're gonna have a look. So what will be available today for everyone is the ability to jump into their own loft. From the lifts that are located in the Agora. Of course, I will show you guys when the time comes how you get access to your lofts and how you can just get to them. And then also the editor mode. So the editor mode is what allows you to add new items to your lofts, whether that be furniture, whether that be chairs, desks, all different kinds of furniture that you want to add, you'll be able to with the editor mode. What we had initially planned is also for your friends to be able to join your loft for today's release. That's unfortunately not going through for today because of the networking problem going through for today. Sorry for the echo. But yeah, the feature to join your friend will come during the week once we have resolved those networking issues that we faced the last couple of days. Also, what was supposed to be inside of this release was the saving mechanisms. So meaning that, you customize your loft, exit the game, and return to it. Then your progress is saved. That is the same kind of networking issue that we encountered. So at the moment, your changes are not saved. It does not matter too much, in my opinion, because the amount of furniture that you can add is still a bit limited. But that will be one of the features that will be added during the week. Can we add our abstract art? Not yet. That will be also a feature that is added during this week or the week after. This is a bit different because it's linked to NFT retrieval. The product that you will have access to is really being able to access your loft, whether it be standard, premium, or exclusive, and then being able to add some customization elements to it, for sure. Next is furniture drop. So for the airdrops, that is still something that we need to plan out. It was supposed to be furniture, then we talked about the PFPs. Now we are maybe going towards a model that will use our tokens that are coming at the end of the month. Still need to clarify. There is nothing set in stone yet for the next airdrop. It will happen, obviously, but after the ICO, so probably sometime in June. But yeah, that's for the next airdrop. In any case, I want to again emphasize that this is a very early look on the lofts. It's a very early access. It was important for us to make it available for the public. Even though it is not yet in a finished state, because our policy is that we want people to be able to experience and to bring feedback in real time, meaning that you can actually give your opinion while we are developing. That will also affect how we approach our work, obviously. And we think it's better to have those constant updates and those regular patches that bring fixes and that add more features, because it keeps the community engaged as well. It's like all those games that have those regular patches and patch notes and whatever. We want to have the same model instead of being dead silent for a long period of time and not giving anything to try, and then one day having the product. We prefer to have it a more step-by-step approach and adding stuff, removing stuff, fixing stuff. That is the goal of our initiative. Obviously, to install the game, maybe some of you were not present back when we made the Agora. We released the Agora, so that was already more than a month ago. That was already more than a month ago, and time flies. That's the most worrying thing about my sentence. But you have to download our launcher. So the launcher is available from our Discord. You can find it in the official links section. And the game launcher works on Windows. At the moment, we are working on a Mac build. For all you Apple users, we hear you. We know there is a lot of you guys, but it is something that takes a bit more time to set up. It's notably revolving around code signing. which is quite a lengthy and costly measure, but it will also come hopefully during the month of May, the access to the Agora and the Lofts to our Mac users. And yeah, that's that. So yeah, downloading the Agora launcher, then connecting your wallet to the launcher. Obviously, you have to connect the wallet that holds your Lofts. That's the whole point. But yeah, once your wallet is connected, you can launch the Agora, and then you'll be able to join your Lofts. That's about it for the installation process. You can follow the installation process in our Discord. It is detailed under the Agora section. It is one that we made a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I mean, I'm reading here in chat. The only stuff that I know about the airdrop is it will happen after the Agora ICO. You can check on the roadmap. Exactly, yeah. Of course, a lot of our resources already, bring some answers to the questions that you guys might have. But yeah, check our website in terms of learning more about the roadmap and all that kind of stuff. I could also talk about what's coming after this release, after tonight, this later release here. So the dev team is going to start working on polishing the product, on adding more features, as I mentioned earlier. Whether that be, fix some of the glitches that we will have, because we will have some glitches, we will have some bugs. It's a very early access version. Okay. Sorry, I got a message from production from backstage. But what was I saying? I can't remember now. For quoi? Mr. Suki. What was I saying? I completely forgot what I was saying. About early access. Sorry, about what the team was working on after this release. Sorry, my brain's somewhere else. But yeah, the game dev team is gonna work on polishing the Lofts release. So that means fixing all the glitches, bugs that we will encounter today, adding more of the features, namely the multiplayer, namely the UI revamp, namely the chat as well, revamping the whole chatting experience and having it tied to your actual wallet in order to chat and to have your ID in game, to have a name. And yeah, over the next weeks, they will work on that alongside working on our first metashops and our first metashops proof of concept. And yeah, that was something that we had planned for May. Might take a bit more time now for the first metashop concepts, but it depends how we structure the team. If the Lofts need more work, more urgent work, then the metashop might be a bit delayed. But if we are confident in our ability to bring patches regularly to the Lofts, then the metashop concept should be coming alongside May or June. Obviously, the goal for the Metashop release is to highlight the buying system, the transaction system that we want to have in game, a transaction system that's essential for the whole project. And it's a tech, it's something that doesn't exist yet in the space, and it's something that doesn't exist yet in the space, and that takes a lot of work in developing. But we are confident that once we have that, we will have a unique product that has value in itself, and that will attract some more partners, whether that be real life partners or NFT projects. I'll be the first Metashop client. Maybe I will be actually, but yeah. But yeah, in any case, that having this system, this proof of concept system of a transaction system, will also help us, onboard more projects, because a lot of the projects that we had reached out to were asking, well, we love the idea, all that stuff, but we actually want to see it in the works, which is normal, before subscribing to any kind of partnership, you want to make sure that your partners can actually deliver. And I think that will be a big argument for us moving forward in all those negotiations. My favorite niche internet micro celebrity. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess I'll take that title. Um, Working meta shop in May, June. I thought to wait for August. No, we want to have a proof of concept meta shop before August, and we want the shopping center to be released around August. In terms of our timeline, I think it's important that we made our whole project now a lot about the metaverse. Sorry, the meta shops that we will have, and it's important that we have those up and running as soon as possible, as Data said in chat. And yeah, it's one of our priorities alongside the Lofts and delivering a good experience. But I want to also kind of highlight our progress so far, just as a general, from when we started to until today. Um, but we our project launched in January, sometime in January. I think it was mid-January. It encountered a lot of success very early on. We were lucky with that, but it was also a lot of pressure at the same time. We had to adapt our whole, product idea and prepare for mint. We minted back in February with this simple concept of having those apartments in the metaverse, the lofts, obviously. But we also noticed that it was not enough, in order to grow a sustainable and durable business. And yeah, that's what we had the whole idea of developing the whole meta shop aspect and going a bit further, going a bit more ambitious with what we could do. In our initial roadmap, the Lofts release was actually for some time in September, and now we can already bring the first version, the alpha, in May, at the beginning of May. And that's only possible um, because of the obviously the mint success, and being able to grow our team, also to start our company here in France, having all our developers contracted, like a true game studio, basically. And yeah, only on the span of a couple of months. And when you take a look at that, it's just very optimistic for the future as well. um, and we'll continue on that kind of you know rhythm for the next couple of months, so for sure. Would love to have my music school in the metaverse. Well, I mean, we want to make the metaverse accessible. We want to give the tools to anyone to be able to build their own meta shop inside of our environment. That's the whole idea behind the project. We are, of course, designing some stores ourselves because we have a team of designers for that. But we also want to give the tools to people to make their own shops and then have their spot inside the metaverse. That's the whole goal of Agoraverse, of our product. What about the avatar? Will we be able to customize it later, like an extra feature, or at least be able to change the gender? Yes, of course. The current avatar is a placeholder that was made by our team. The goal is for it to be entirely customizable. So gender is an obvious thing that you might be able to change, but also ethnicity and hairstyle and all those kind of generic avatar customizations. We also have plans for a PFP collection that is coming, after ICO, so sometimes around June. PFP collections, for those of you who don't know, are just your traditional NFTs, so kind of your characters and all that kind of stuff. And we really want to make that because we feel it's an important factor in building an NFT community. This identity feeling, giving people something to put as their profile picture, basically on Twitter, on Discord, whatever, and to really create this community feel that is what works with NFTs as well. The most popular ones in the NFT space are profile pictures that have this community aspect and this strong identity. And we want to replicate that with the Lofts because it's not really the best, put your access card as a profile picture on Discord or Twitter or whatever. That's not really the best choice, aesthetic choice. And then the goal for those profile pictures is to become 3D avatars inside of our metaverse. That's a huge thing that we want to do. Yeah, exactly, Ganja Branch. That is exactly what we want to do. We have the knowledge to make 3D avatars. We have already made them. The ones that we're using currently in the Agora is made by the team. And then having this PFP equivalent that is unique to the holder, I think is just it's what the metaverse is about, is being that extension of your online persona. Yeah, we are really working on the avatar, the PFP aspect of things. It's an important thing to nail. We take our time for that. It needs to have a proper rollout, needs to have a proper announcement, a proper acquisition method. How many do we want to make? Do we want to make it an airdrop? Do we want to make it a mint? Do we want to make a mint with our token? That is the preferred solution at the moment. But yeah. Will holders be able to import 3D assets to have in the loft? That is our goal also down the line, is to be able for anybody to submit 3D models to our game. Those 3D models would be reviewed by our team or automatically reviewed, because 3D models, you have to know that some are game ready and some are not game ready at all. Like, you have really high quality 3D models that are usually used for maybe 3D printing or on website showcases, and those are very heavy files, something that if you put inside of a game, the game won't work, basically. So we have to make sure that those 3D assets, they respect our game, they respect the correct size, the correct file format. Those are things that have to be taken into consideration. And but yeah, the goal is for everybody to be able to submit, and that is also an entrance for 3D designers into the metaverse. If you are yourself a 3D designer, if you have already designed for games before, for Unity, or for any type of any experience with 3D modeling softwares, we want to give you that alleyway into Web3. And the goal is to reward creators with our token. So our token, $Agora, that is coming at the end of the month. We want to create this ecosystem where, the creators, obviously, they make assets for us, and those assets, they make the game better. And, you help us make the game better, we can at least give you something back. That would be in the form of tokens. Maybe you can launch some extra furniture mint with a dollar Agora. Yep, that is also an idea that we think is pretty cool. What we think is even better is if you can purchase the furniture directly from the game. So you have like a furniture store inside of the Agora, and you can use our token to buy that furniture that you can then use inside of the loft. That is the idea. Give them royalties of the furniture. I mean, we have to see what kind of model we want to adopt. A royalties model that would mean that the 3D assets becomes NFT. Basically, it's not really. You have to think about that. A 3D model first has to be integratable inside of the game. We don't plan on making any 3D model an NFT, so it will be more kind of one-time deal that you get rewarded for creating 3D assets. But that reward structure also works for things that are not 3D models, but actual technology. There are a lot of projects that are developing systems, whether that be Atadia, for example. Atadia, that we have partnered with a couple of days ago. They are building I don't want to mistake it, I can't remember very well, and the white paper is quite lengthy, but they are building this credit system, basically, where you can also mint without having the funds that you have to pay back. It's a very cool and intricate system, and all that kind of technology we want to be able to add to our ecosystem and to reward people for it, for sure. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming. We have some high ambitions for what the Agoraverse can be. There's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of development still to be done. It's a project that spans over months, over years. It is planned that way. It's planned over multiple years, and I've always said you have to make sure that this kind of project is what you're looking for in the NFT space. Not necessarily everyone has the time or the will to be to wait for the product to be released in its entirety, which is fair. But we believe that we bring something unique that it doesn't really exist yet. There is a niche for sure. it's been a while since we decided that we had to specify our metaverse and not try to do too many things at once, because I think that's a common mistake some metaverse projects can fall in, is wanting to do, this aspect, this aspect, this aspect, this aspect, and not really being able to do all of that properly. We have always been of the opinion of it's better to be really good at one thing than being mediocre at a bunch of things. That's just how it is. And concept is to onboard Web 2 into Web 3. There is no two ways about it. It's really an ambitious goal. We all know that there is growing interest from traditional sectors for crypto, for NFTs. You see it every day now. I was just watching football yesterday, and you had advertisement for NFTs right in the stadium. So, those things are very present, and they will be even more. And right now we are still at an early stage. But it's going to go fast because things go at such a rapid pace in this ecosystem that you have to be ready for any eventuality. And the long-term sustainability, bringing Web 2, it's about also scaling Solana as a whole. Scaling Solana and, bringing in new money, bringing new funds into the blockchain itself. And that is up to projects, to bring something new to the table and to onboard more and more people into NFTs as a whole. You can't just recycle that same money, that's in the Solana ecosystem. We have seen it with kind of the Agoraverse event, as I like to call it. But it's time for projects to bring something new, bring new audiences in. And I think that's what the trend is currently about. Branding. Branding is the big buzzword at the moment. Every NFT project is doing branding, and I think that's great. That's a good stance to have. Is to be able to appeal to the masses, to explain that NFTs are interesting. Come have a look, buy one if you're interested, and really reaching out, because the NFT community is still a small thing. Like, when you're inside of it 24/7, you can feel like it's the biggest thing in the world, especially with the money being thrown around. You tend to forget that it's quite a bit of an echo chamber. The community is not that big, and it can grow so much more. And with stuff like Elon Musk acquiring Twitter, it might grow even faster. That's just how things move. Solana will eventually one day be will not be a beta anymore, and will actually be a full product. Even though I have to give it to Solana, they have been better the last couple of weeks. But there's a lot to be excited about for sure. Even though at the moment the market is pretty bearish, as they like to call it. It's not the best time for crypto investing at all. Even though NFTs, they stay strong, they stay strong in this in this bear market. But those are temporary. We have seen it already in the past with crypto. I've seen it, even though it looks pretty bad at the moment, it will bounce back. And as long as Solana keeps being a very tech efficient and good product, then we are set. We're good. Hold for 2 years till new bull market starts at 2024. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty long waiting period before the market starts going up again. I'm no financial expert, right? This is just from what I hear around me, and I'm not too interested in the whole trading aspect, to be honest. We are building a project, so the trading aspect is a bit foreign, but still, we have to look at it. And yeah, the consensus seems to be the same, that it's going to keep looking grim for a good couple of months, But yeah, we're not too affected by it, because we are building our project, our NFT project, and the goal for that project is to be bigger than the blockchain and to really reach into greater audiences. And yeah, we are at very early stages of that. I guess I could also talk about how we plan on scaling things, and then we'll start jumping into the game. I've got word from my backstage team here that we are almost ready to jump in. But we have held talks with different venture capitalists and having other ones this week, and really confronting our project, our product, what our vision is to reality. Asking for criticism and really bouncing off our ideas of experienced entrepreneurs and looking for those kind of advice. And they were all very optimistic about what we're trying to do. They brought in some valuable advice, notably around structuring the company and what the focus of the project should be. We have, for example, chosen to be we have chosen to look to be a more a product that's easily usable, that is easily integratable, something that's very easy to understand, to use for everybody to be able to use the metaverse. I think accessibility is a huge part of it. We are in the stage where people don't read. People look at an image, at a video. Okay, it's half a second. Okay, I move on to the next information. So you have to make it as quick and accessible as possible. Get a gaming shop to our meta shop. This should bring a lot of customers. I'm not sure how gaming shops would work because all the games are, they're not physical anymore. I mean, it's all dematerialized. So Steam exists. Epic Games exists. We could get some game stores, I guess, but I'm not sure how it would look inside of the Agora. To put it bluntly. Have you thought about if you want to have a casino in Agora? Yeah, we want to have a casino in the Agora, but how and when is not yet decided. We want to have something similar to a casino, maybe, but it's something that's very legally gray. Obviously, it's crypto, so you can say we do whatever, but no, we're also a company, and there's a lot of legal stuff that you have to look at when you're building a casino. Obviously, it's a whole other layer that you add onto the project that is not there initially. So we want to have entertainment inside of the Agora, whether that be through a casino. I like the idea, but there is so much work going into that I can't say, I can't answer lightly on that. Okay, we got a zone, the meta shops. That should be fun. You can get anything in the meta shop. That's what's amazing about the metaverse is you can create anything. Has to make sense, has to be playable, has to be functional. That's the most important thing. But you can imagine anything. Okay, so I actually managed to join the exclusive loft now. So our biggest loft, the one that is the most exclusive, the rarest. There's only 55 of them. You can see the lighting is pretty cool. But yeah. This one we had shown some videos of. That is also the one that was accessible in the beta test. A very dark area around this. But yeah. Has this nice little outdoor area. And this is the only loft that also has a first floor. That's very dark as well at the moment. But yeah, just to kind of showcase how much space there is and how it will be more refined and everything. Can also have it from the editor mode. The idea is that you can place anything that we have inside of this library of items, delete to delete an item, and then R to place a new one. So I can just choose to put a desk out there, choose to have some cushions on my desk, and then when I switch back to the game, you actually have the desk that is outside that I just placed with the cushion on top of it. And yeah, I'll see you definitely, guys, in Discord as well. I encourage you to check out all of our resources, be on our Twitter, Discord, YouTube, and yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on for May, and we encourage you to take a look at that. And that being said, I'll see you guys to the next time. If you have any questions about the project or about what we are currently doing, feel free to head on to the Discord. I'm on there basically 24/7, so I can answer any of your questions. Have a great day, guys. Hope you enjoy your Sunday, and see you next time.